So how's everything been going with you guys? Like at USB Lighter, like how's everything going? How's everything at customer service level going? I just love to hear like how everything is.
For sure. Everything's going great, man. In relationship to TalentPop, it's really been a godsend. I don't even remember how we got put into, oh, maybe Tommy knew somebody at Gorgeous. They knew you guys. They recommended you guys. So I think to be the fact that we took on a customer service platform along with an agency was really helpful. Clearly, I think that the relationship has been very positive, just based on we're bringing on another team member, we're promoting our original team member. So everything's been going great, man. It's our team is good. Rexter is great. We've been having great customer service, no headaches, no issues. Learning curve is super quick. It's been really, really nice.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear.
Yeah, it's definitely like it's created a better sense of like the organization that we're building,
Totally.
and how that will look like with potentially employees that are spread across the globe.
Totally. No, it's great hearing that it worked out, because we did come into that point where you guys were just getting started at Gorgeous. Like the help desk wasn't quite like established or built out yet. Like how was the onboarding? Was that all smooth as well when it came to like setting up processes, setting up macros, automations, views inside the platform?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for our case in specific, I think it really helps as a company when you have done the customer service side yourself and have been in charge of that. So, prior to working with you guys, I had been the run that like developed and created all the scripts just to automate moving forward and to secure all that process in terms of how we deal with our customers. So I think that was really helpful, being able to step into a situation with you guys, because I was able to very clearly communicate what I wanted and how I wanted it, sort of the voice of the company. And then with Armin and your support staff, able to sort of like spearhead those meetings, right? Spearhead those weekly or bi-weekly meetings in the beginning, and then they turn to bi-weekly. But to be able to like spearhead those things, offer a fresh perspective on customer service, and then how to now implement that with like these new tools that were just like sort of, it felt like they were just coming into their own, which was Gorgeous, and sort of even with like Slack, honestly. Prior to TalentPop and Gorgeous, like we weren't really using Slack that much. We definitely weren't using Gorgeous, but now we have these platforms that are very strong and seem to be very integrated. So it's been really great and really, really easy, actually. Now what I find we're doing most is just to make sure that we're getting super specific on just flushing out the processes more, making sure everything's are being all issues are being tagged correctly, because now we're starting to see that we can go back in history and pull data that is relevant, like how many battery charging issues, how many defective product issues are we encountering.
Once everything's tagged up nicely, you can always look at the historic, see what happened, and make those data-driven decisions. And for you guys, you can take these problems back to the factory and be like, hey, this specific product, this specific problem. And that's definitely one of the biggest benefits that Gorgeous has there, really being able to like really organize the help desk and be able to do that. Where like 9 months, like a year from now, you could take a look at all of the issues that ever occurred and have it really broken down nicely.
Yeah, exactly. And we just did that. So this is saving time on accounting. It's saving time on all of our monthly checkups that we're doing, just in terms of inventory and orders. So it's been great. I can't say anything negative. I think that I would definitely say that this is, if you're currently have a business like I do, specifically even with like the segment sales and things of that nature, to bring in your own, to have a in-house customer service team is one of the most beneficial things. I think having our own in-house team saves me probably like $1,500 every segment, $1,500 to $2,000 every segment for like outside customer service that I would need to employ.
Yeah.
Now we have the team on live chat on the site. We have them answering social media. We have them now potentially creating content. So I just don't think there's another way where you can get sort of employees that can sort of have other talents, I guess, like cross. Usually when you hire people, they just want to do what you're hiring them to do, right? And they don't want to do anything else, which is understandable. That's what you're hiring to do. But it's been nice that you guys seem to find talent that isn't afraid to do more.
Yeah.
So just like even like, go ahead.
I was just saying, another thing that we do as well, and like we're continuously executing next year, is providing all of the assets needed on a training level to make it so our team members are able to help out in various places. So like you mentioned, start off in customer service, move over to live chat, see if we can create some more revenue growth there, move into some social stuff and have some content going out as well. And by providing them like with the training resources necessary, they can come in and ideally see if they can suggest those things to you to see where they can add additional value. And as far as Rexter's end, like how has he been since day one? Like he's been kind of like a hitting the brand voice, hitting the brand tone, and just being able to take on more additional work.
Yeah, I mean, Rexter's great, honestly. I actually don't know how old he is, but he feels like he's like a Gen Z or
He's a
the
younger
next
dude.
one after millennial. So these kids, they're just a little bit more savvy with technology, or like the new everything that's new that's coming out in terms of like marketing, social media. They're just a little bit more clicked into that. So from the start, he's been able to like understand back-end platforms, whether it's Gorgeous, whether it's PayPal, whether it's any like of the shipping softwares or PO management systems. I think that if you are younger, you just have a better comprehension of putting all those pieces together. So he's been really great. And with him, came in with such a natural sort of customer service background that I think that he really was able to sort of respond to the way that my company sort of presents itself. I think that he was able to like quickly understand that he's a growing member of the team and he can be a part of the team. He can be as big of a part as he wants, or he can be as small of a part as he wants. And for me, it was just really identifying, okay, well, this is something he can be good at, but what are his like further interests? Does he just want to stay there? And that's why it was really important when we first had this discussion that I communicated I was looking for somebody who would like could be promoted, could be given
Additional responsibilities.
more administrative, like more instead of just responding, he's like also taking charge and acting. And that's been really great. It's been nice to like have somebody who's motivated, who is executing really well. He's the type of team member that makes you like want to like make sure that he's doing okay. So that's why I wanted to make sure that throughout the contract, I checked in with him and adjusted hours. So first he was on Pacific hours. Now we moved him to East Coast, which I think helped him a little bit and just like navigating like normality with working such late shifts. Bringing in a new team member, I definitely made it very clear to both of our team members that, mental health is like very important. So now that we have two team members, to make sure that, I specifically told them like, look through the calendar through this year, put days that you want off, let's get them, let's figure this out now. I know there's birthdays, I know there's special events, I know there potentially might be vacation. So really just trying to like create a workplace, a digital workplace that feels like more of a community,
Yeah. See, I just spoke to Rex and Armin because like we just did like an annual review, and
he's getting to a point now where it's like, man, if Rex wanted to like move on, it'd be a real big bummer.
No, he's very happy with what he's doing right now.
That's great. Yeah. So I guess that it brings up an interesting thing, like like team member retention, right? Like, I guess the one thing to be mindful moving forward is like, yeah, like just making sure with Rexter specifically that if there is a possibility to keep him happy, then yeah, that's what my intention is, right? To have it to be a job that he can continually grow into, so that it doesn't just become a monotonous sort of
Totally.
thing.
I mean, you know how capable he is when you throw tasks at him. I would just continue to challenge him. If there's any training that you think that could, like, you're like, dude, I think I would love to have him do this. I think he can do it, but he might need some additional training and knowledge. Talk to Armin about it too. What we do is we get our team members, like if they need to learn a new topic or a new concept or whatever it happens to be, we get them coursework for them to review. That way they can continue to grow within the role. Because my goal for you and Rex is for him to be an more and more and more important member of your team. So as you guys continue to grow, he can help out with some more important tasks and then be able to train the next person to take over the customer service side of things. Because that's really the gradual progression of him continuing to grow in the role and adding more value to you guys, wherever it is that you guys find necessary.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this year he's going to be doing a lot of that. I'm training him on like a little bit, I guess, intermediate to advanced processes in terms of how we deal with more of our big box clients and how we're interacting specifically more with like my sales reps.
Yep.
So he's doing a great job. He honestly is doing a great job. A lot of it is like just red tape and like just BS. But yeah, we sent him a new computer. So he's working off like a MacBook Air that I think last generation. So he should see a big improvement from the computer he's working off of. My goal for him by the end of the year is that he is essentially like my top executive assistant, you know.
That's awesome.
He's sort of really interfacing. He'll become the intermediate to like buffer between a lot of the questions between my showroom now and me.
And that's
Just
just
kind
going
of
to
creating
open
this
so much time for you.
yeah, exactly. No, I mean it already has. It's been really amazing. I mean, I don't know if you know, my chick's pregnant and we're supposed to have a kid within the next 2 weeks. Well, due date is February 14th.
Every time I
So
get on the
yeah,
phone with
no.
you, man, there's something new happening. Before you were buying a house, now you're about to have a baby. Congratulations.
Yeah, we're on this
Whenever you
really
need
like
good things to happen, to like whatever you want a life event, just call me in and
yeah,
we'll have a
yeah,
conversation.
exactly. Yeah, Ashkan, what's up, man? Yeah, so I mean, honestly, like I've been trying to this last month, I've been trying to be as like away from emails as possible, just to sort of like get a sense of the flow of how things are coming in. And I chose Q1 to do this because Q1's our slowest time. It's like why we kind of plan to have our kid around this time and everything. So yeah, no, he's doing great. He's going to be able to pick it up really easily. Yeah, and he's created one blog post for us. He says he's working on another. He's really enthusiastic about like creating TikTok content. So I think a natural growth lane would be, you know, he'll continue to be the head of customer service as Z's being trained. Z should be as efficient as him after a year as he was. I'm not expecting anything less. And by the end of this year, he should be really just coordinating with Tommy a lot in terms of like social media needs, how we're marketing the company. He'll be administrative, dealing with, you know, upper decisions for all of like the sales, showrooms, interfacing with head of product. So it'd be fun. It'd be really, really fun.
Man. It's really cool seeing how things evolve, and it's really cool seeing him just take ownership of things. If one last question I have for you, just so we can share this with some other people, is like, if you had someone that was kind of on the bridge of getting started with TalentPop and they don't know whether it's like, hey, like I've been doing this myself. I'm the founder and owner of this company. I've been rocking and rolling. I understand the process. It'll be tough for someone to learn my brand voice, learn my brand tone. Like, what would you tell them?
I would say that it takes trust. It takes trust to make anything more successful. And I think that it's really important on who you place your trust in. And for any business owner that is still and this is not like a bad level or phase, but you're still at the level in your company where you like sort of view control as, well, if I fuck up, then it's my problem, right? And by choosing like not to create more problems, which would be like to hire a customer service, to train, to like get whatever's in your head outside of your head, it in relinquishing that sort of like, now it could potentially be somebody else's fault, right? And now you have to deal with all those things. I would say like that's the biggest decision in terms of any like business owner, right? Like justifying the need for new costs or justifying like hiring a new company to do this. I'll say that as someone who like did all the customer service before, I mean, I save 4 hours a day times, 5, 6 days a week. Just put that in your pocket, right? So you're putting like, I don't know, let's just say conservatively 25. If you're really doing your own customer service, I don't know what size business you have, but let's just say you have a normal size business, average, small, you're doing at least 3 or 4 hours of customer service a day, right? So you remove all of that, you start to open yourself up to new technology, new platforms, learning new things. The exponential growth of the business is, you can't quantify what it is. It's just like what I would say to anybody who has a risk. It's just like, hey, listen, how would you like 15 more hours a week just to do nothing? Like try that on. And then like think about how much you're paying yourself for those hours, because you're not paying yourself, right? So let's say you're imaginarily paying yourself what you should, $25, $35, $40 an hour to do this. Like you've already saved that by paying an agent a month for 1 week of your work. And you have a team member now. You have someone who is, I mean, specifically with TalentPop, you have people who want to work. You have people who like customer service. I think it was really smart that you targeted, I don't know how you guys ended up in the Philippines, but Filipino people historically like big nannies, right? Like big
Most
nanny, big
empathetic
child care.
culture there is.
Yeah. So it's like you're already pulling from a talent base that is coming to be helpful. And not only coming to be helpful, they find their value in being helpful. So some people might think, oh, I'm going to hire these people. And it's like, no, you're hiring like what could potentially be like one of your closest friends, right?
Totally. Your
Someone
right
who's
hand
just going
man
to be
who assists you with
super supportive, is going to listen, is going to be positive, is going to be enthusiastic, is going to show you support. I mean, it's like they're going to work so that when they do make mistakes, you're like, oh, no big deal. Like I made that mistake too. Like this is what we can do now. And what's been really nice is like on the things that Rexter should get first time, he gets first time. And for the things that he really shouldn't be trying for the first time, he does them anyways, which is great. I love that because it's initiative, right? Like he can't, there's nothing.
You don't want, like, you have too much things in your play for you to be able to like tell someone do this, they do this, and tell someone do this, do this.
Right.
Like, you need someone that's kind of proactive and they see it coming in, they're going to take their best crack at it. If they're in way over their head, they'll speak up about it, but if they can do it, they'll run with it. And like,
totally. And if they make mistakes, like great, like I try to explain to the team that like anytime that we give somebody who leaves a comment and they're upset, anytime we get somebody who like leaves a snarky comment, like these are all our best opportunities to educate people and to share with them like how we feel. Like, oh, you don't like it? So sorry to hear about that. Well, like we'll refund you. Like we understand, like it's not for everybody, oh, you don't see the value why you should buy it. Well, this is why we think there's value in it, and see if that resonates with your core messaging, So I think that again, like a lot of the times you might think like, oh man, it's just easier for me to do this because the time it's going to take to train somebody and this and that. I would just say like, what if we told you that this team member could be answering all of your customer service needs, after this amount of time, right? Just give them that, like, listen, what if I could tell you like in a week, you're going to have 10 more hours to your day? What would that be worth to you? That's what I would say to anybody who, for me, it was like, I was always looking for this, but I just didn't necessarily know how to get to you guys. that's why our initial research into like, okay, what sort of messaging platforms can we start to use that help just better communication, friend of a friend that way. So if anything, I think maybe demystifying the process a little bit so that you're really sharing how easy you guys make it, because it is really easy. I mean, from the videos you guys send of the interviews to just like, hey, dudes, we want a new team member. Okay, give us 2 weeks. Boom. Da, 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 da. I mean, like, I don't think your average customer understands how quickly and efficiently you guys work.
Yeah.
And I maybe they also don't understand like how new technology is making it more reasonable. This is another thing you say. I used to have like all the customer service emails in my main mailbox. So every time I looked at my mail thing, there was like 30,000 plus like emails, right? It's like you can just be like, how much better would you feel if you wake up and you don't see those emails? They're just gorgeous, they're in a package, they're getting handled, they're getting tagged. All you're doing is you're slacking your rep, being like, hey, do you need anything from me today? Has anything come up? And then just also share your guys' analytics. Be like, no, listen, like, this is what's so great about the service we provide. Like, we'll check in with you and we're going to show you exactly the work that's being taken off your plate, and we're going to be able to show you, like, it's not like, oh, I'm going to have to go search all these customer service logs to like really look at what they're saying. Be like, no, we can, this is the
easy
script.
reporting sent over to you, how many tickets they're answering, response time. We send over like the exact hours down to the minutes your agent's working every single month, just so you guys have full transparency. Because like,
and I think a lot of possible. Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people realize that, right? They just think of like, oh, another app and another, wait, what? That's too much. It's too much. It's easier for me to just keep doing this, like, work where I'm over my head and it's just like mindless, because that's like a safety zone that a lot of business owners get in, right? Because you've done so many things on your own, and then obviously your customer is the most important asset to your business. So you want to make sure like that is 100%. And you don't want to believe that you can trust that there's going to be somebody who cares as much as you, right? So if you can just be like, man, what we provide is we're able to actually find people who do care. They're doing this because it's like naturally a part of their wiring. They're customer service people. These are the industry. They would either be in this industry or some other customer facing. These are people who like to do this, right? Yeah. So what we're doing is we're providing them, a platform for them to do what they like, and it's a huge reward. I don't know if you guys can do like, I don't know if you guys have any sort of like what your trial period is, but I would imagine anybody that signs up for a trial, I can't imagine them not continuing.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, our retention rate is ridiculously high. And like our expansion rate from us going from like one team member to a second, like we kind of have with you guys, is way higher than our actual churn rate. And our number one reason for churn, unfortunately, is like in the event that a client of ours just kind of downsizes and maybe they're a seasonal business or whatever, it's kind of like an inevitability with what happens there. But we're just trying to provide the best level of service we can. We've definitely been growing at a really rapid rate ourselves, but it's such a breath of fresh air, like hearing what Rexter and the team have been able to do with you, and hopefully Armin's been able to be there supplementary to assist you guys with the management process or ideas, or at least the training process early on to getting everything started. And if there's anything you guys need,
you guys are doing very well and growing. I mean, yeah, there's just so many companies could use this.
Yeah.
So interesting. So interesting.
It's definitely interesting. And like, again, if there's anything that you need assistance with, never hesitate to reach out to Armin. I know he's your point of contact really there. And like, even myself, like we've been in this e-commerce space for a long period of time, and I'm sure that you guys are absolutely crushing at this moment right now. But like, if there's any other additional assistance you need regarding resources, potential people that could be a good partner for you guys, whatever it happens to be, we're always there to help you out, because it really is a true partnership together. Like we grow with you as you guys continue to grow.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, absolutely appreciate that. We do. I mean, I already do bring everything up to Armin. So Yeah, I mean, right now we're looking good. I'm potentially going to bring on this new product, which are these like silicone versatile lids for like food storage. So they're like, imagine like replacing any Tupperware lid with like a silicone lid. These things are stretchy.
Yes, yes, yes.
So yeah, so I might be bringing in this product because I might be eventually all of our lighters, anything made with plastic we can make biodegradable. So I'm definitely trying to like now position the success of the lighter company into this like sort of bigger thing that is enabled now to buy patents, like use my sales chains to just start pushing out products I think that would be successful. So throughout this year, we're going to try to launch a couple more.
He has over
Was that?
800,000 products sold at this point. So if you could take those customers and turn them into a second time customer to buy the future array of product, like the LTV only
Yeah.
increases, and that just creates a larger vehicle that you guys are now driving.
Yeah, we got lucky. So it's good stuff, man. Um, if you, and same goes to you guys, if you need any other testimonials or if you need any other sort of anything from me, I'd be more than happy to
Awesome.
provide anything.
No, that really means a lot to me. And I really appreciate the offer. Like maybe in the event of a client being like, hey, they're in a very like an electronic space like yours, and like, hey, do you work with any other electronic brands? If I could introduce them to you, that would be money.
Yeah, 100%.
Sweet. You were the man. All right, dude. I really appreciate our time chatting today. I really appreciate the update, hearing that things are going well and you're having a baby coming soon. Right?
Yeah.
So
Where do you live?
I'm in California
No,
in
but what part?
in Costa Mesa.
Oh,
Where
so
are
were
you
you
at?
in the O? I'm in LA, but I grew up in Laguna Niguel. So I grew up in like South Orange County.
Nice. Very cool. I think when we originally talked, I was in downtown LA and now I'm in Orange County in Costa Mesa.
So okay, did you guys move together?
Our office, we moved our entire office from downtown LA over to Costa Mesa.
Oh, and then that's why you guys moved to Irvine or whatever.
Exactly. So half our team is all around. Like I'd probably say three-fourths of our team is now in this like Newport, Irvine, Costa Mesa area, and then a quarter is probably still in downtown LA that comes in every Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Nice. How had you lived in that area prior to moving there?
Yeah. So I moved here from Boston 7 years ago, and I moved into Irvine. After living in Irvine for like 4 years or so, I then moved to downtown LA, lived in downtown for 2 years. We had our office in downtown as well. And then from there, relocated back over to Southern Orange County here. So live in Irvine now, office in Costa Mesa, and I like it here.
Cool. It's interesting. I mean, it's a great the the area of Southern Orange County is like whatever it is, what it is. But what it is nice for is it is nice to work there. I mean, weather's great. There's a lot of fun stuff, a lot of nature.
It's nice.
It's interesting.
Where
It's
in
a
LA
trip
do
for
you
me.
live?
We live like really close to LACMA,
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I know.
the Miracle Mile area. So it's like if you Olympic and Fairfax, we're like right there.
Got it. And you got a house over
That's
there. Nice, man.
yeah. Lighters got lucky. I thought it was going to be much harder to buy a house than it was. So,
Well, you just bit the bullet, you know what I mean? Like it's if you're willing to lean in pretty relatively aggressively and just freaking attack what's available, you're gonna be successful with making it happen.
yeah, I think we had a big advantage because we bought our house. I've always lived in this area. So we kind of like, I think we knew better what to bid.
Got it.
Because we're from the area, we weren't like sacrificing for a house that is so we didn't have to change like any of our banks, any of our restaurants, any of our grocery stores. And I think understanding that helped us in the negotiating because all my friends who bought houses were like, if it's a matter of 50 or 75 grand, buy the house. She's like, so many of my friends lose houses because they're like nitpicky on 50 or 75 grand because you think it's a lot in the bigger picture
In
or
a payment, it's like $100.
yeah. It's like, it means fucking nothing. And you're going to sit up for 2 years thinking, man, we could have fucking had that house if we just paid 50 extra thousand.
Realistically, what's going to end up happening, you're not going to get the house and you're going to rent an apartment and you're going to spend 50 grand right then and there.
Totally. So we had that advice going into it. So before we put a best and final, we sat down and we were like, okay, what is the number that if it sells for that, we're going to be pissed off, or we're going to be like super like, why did we just, now we're like, don't even have any house and we're still looking.
That's a good
So we hit that
methodology.
number.
Good advice.
Yeah. And also our agent was like, oh, the seller said that, the agent seller said that the seller's brother just sold a house down the street. They got this much for it and they're looking for this much. So we were like, so you're basically telling us we have to offer this much to get the house. And they're like, yeah. And we're like, okay.
Done.
It was exactly like what our like range was. So when we actually bought it, we got a credit back. So it worked out.
That's cool, man. And you guys
Anyways,
have a garage that you converted over to like an actual nice, like a really complete living space, which is a sick.
yeah. Yeah, we'll have you guys. I'll invite everybody over when COVID gets less weird. We'll do like a holiday party or something.
That'd be sick, dude. Yeah, let's go. Next time in the area, I'll hit you up too. We'll grab some drinks, grab some food.
Yeah, love that.
We'll
Yeah,
eat some
if you guys
Korean
are ever up
barbecue. You're
there.
not too far from Koreatown.
Oh no, love Korean barbecue.
We'll make it happen, man. Sweet. Well, I don't want to waste too much more of your time. I got to run as well right now, but it was such a good time chatting with you, catching up on things. If you ever need another life event to happen, just hit me up. Like we'll write something like this again.
Exactly. Yeah. Or when one's about to happen, I'll be like, yo, this is about to happen.
You got to celebrate, man.
We get back on the phone. Really make sure this goes down.
All right, dude.
All right. Thanks, dude. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care, man. Bye.
Yeah.